You're listening to 107.7 LRBTB FM.
Welcome to DHayesProductions' first annual episode of the new hit series, Room Talk. Room Talk is a podcast that's a web series where I dive into topics and get exclusive interviews with people. You know, this isn't like other podcasts where we talk robotish. What I mean by that is asking generic, boring questions. And what I want is for my audience to get a personal connection with the guests and all that. So that's the point of the podcast, to get personal connection with the guests by the time the show is over. So we're going to get personal, we're going to get funny, we're going to get everything, bro. Everything goes on. I don't care about cussing, anything, I'm adding that too. We're going to be different. Feel like they know my guests. We are going to have quote of the day, whether we make it up or we pull something from somebody else. So let's get into it. Welcome to Room Talk, and today's episode is sponsored by DHayesProductions merch store. So make sure you go to my page and click the merch shop and get you some wonderful outfits. Make sure you guys also follow my Instagram at TDE_DavidBands or my Twitter, which is DHayesProductions. Thank you guys, and make sure you guys enjoy the show. So, welcome to the first episode of Room Talk. You dig what I'm saying? So, right now, what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about movie ratings, talk about YouTube stuff, and pretty much DHayes TV is a news channel. So, whatever I post on my social media, pretty much my Facebook and Twitter, is going to be all news related, all stories is going on, and that's what I'm going to be talking into my podcast. So, first thing, talk about movie ratings. One thing I did not like was Coming to America. We'll start off with that. That movie is so bad. Now the comedy, what I do as a film major, since that's my major and all that in college and whoop-de-whoop. What I do is, you know, I watched it as a regular person for the first, like when it came out and all that for the first time. So when I did that, what I wanted to do was just empty out my mind. I just got finished. I had to refresh and watch the original from 88 or 89, whatever the year the original came out. I love the original, good 10 out of 10 to me. So I went and watched Coming to America, and my first glance at it was funny and all that. Then my second time watching it, in order for you to rate a movie or do anything like that, you gotta watch it like 2 or 3 times. My second time I took notes, but my first time I watched it, I was like, okay, here we go. This is part 2. This is a sequel. This is about to be good. Eddie Murphy, everybody's in here. So I watched it. Solid 4 out of 10 my first time watching it. Then I went back, took notes, stopped, and it took me like, 3 hours to take notes and all that. And what I got from my notes is bad. First scene sets off at some place called McDowell's. So before we get into it, it's going to be spoiler warning. So if you don't want to be spoiled, you have not seen the movie, go ahead, check it out. I think it's on Hulu or Amazon Prime, whatever it's on. But no wonder why it's free, okay? But the thing is, first scene, this comes off with some place called McDowell's, which is supposed to be a knockoff brand of McDonald's. So it was so bad, I could not stand it, man. I couldn't stand it. Now, first time I thought of this was that it's probably some knockoff, McDonald's, since they can't actually use the real McDonald's because of copyright and all that, and they gotta pay a lot of money to McDonald's and their corporations. This is a business, and business, you gotta get money for it. But the thing was, it wasn't, because when he came to America, there was a McDonald's. So they had McDowell's. And the first scene set off when they had a zoom in scene where it came from bird's eye. I saw an elephant at McDonald's. I don't understand what was going on, but that scene was so trash. The music was off. They had the wrong music, so I was like, you already know what's going to happen. This is my second time watching it, taking notes. My first time, when I saw the elephant, I still had the same mindset. And then my second time, I still had the same mindset. It's trash because why is there an elephant at McDonald's? Any movie that has an elephant in an irrelevant place is bad. And the CGI for the elephant was bad because there was one scene when the guy was looking at the elephant, Eddie Murphy and his son was looking at the elephant, and guess what happened? The son was looking at the wrong area, the wrong direction. Dude wasn't even, he was like in front of the elephant. He didn't move. It's like the CGI was so, the choreography in that movie or the director is at the blame for that, because you guys had years of practice. It's 30 years. All right, 30 years to come up with something. And then you come up with this? Come on now. And then they tried to get all woke and all that, try to get into the right world, and had this 19-year-old girl beat up a warlord, which is Wesley Snipes. And the movie seemed like Black Panther to me. Black Panther, the regular Coming to America, and every movie that I saw with black characters that just mix all into one. It's so bad. And they had these girls that was controlling everything. I was like, why are we doing this? Why are we making this more SJW and all of that whoop-de-whoop? We shouldn't be doing that. So, as I'm saying, I was like, man, this is bad. This is bad because you have a 19-year-old, it's pretty much like Shuri from Black Panther, that's whooping everybody. Then the son just comes in, the bastard son just comes in, and, you know, just, I agree, it was her birthright, but it's country rules though. So, but the thing was, it's kind of stupid. The storytelling was stupid. The part where Eddie Murphy was raped and drugged, and everybody was like, "Oh, that's funny." You laughed at that part. The first time I watched it, I was like, "Oh, it's funny." Then the second time, I was like, "This is wrong." So we okay with men getting raped on camera? Come on now. We can't just allow this nowadays. If it was a girl, it would have been a whole different thing. It would have been cancelable. Since it's a guy, y'all wouldn't say anything, right? You dig? So that's the first thing. There's so many wrongs with this movie, man. I could go on for days, for days, for days. The movie was so bad. You got all these comedians, and most of the jokes was cringy and unoriginal. And Leslie Jones, whatever her name is, horrible. Every movie I've seen her in, she plays the same character. The same character. I think she was in Chris Rock's top 5. The same character. Every single movie she's in, she plays the same type of person, same attitude and all that. It gets annoying. It's not funny. Pretty much like Tiffany Haddish. Not funny. It's just so cringy, and I don't like, taking dumps on movies like this, because I'm a film major. I get they work their hardest and all that, but for this, they did not. I can tell it was a rush job, because you got elephants at McDonald's, you got a lion eating cat food. You see, this is not a tame lion. This is not a lion that's like trained in front of the zoo. This is a wild lion that passes out of nowhere. The son grabs his hair, then he runs, and then gets a lion cat food in order to earn his stripes as a prince, which is so stupid. And then it's PG-13. I know when I was a kid, I wasn't allowed to watch and whoop-de-whoop. Had to turn like 17 and watch it for rated R. There's apparent things, so I watched it, and I was mad because I'm an adult, right? They trying to make it kid-friendly because it's cancel culture, whoop-de-whoop, from Gen Z or the millennials. I hate when people blame our generation, but that's going to be later on in the topic. I'm not trying to start that now. But I hate that it's PG-13, should be rated R. The wash scene, there was no royal penis scene. There was none of that.
The royal penis is clean, Your Highness.
Oh! Good morning, my prince.
My prince.
There was none of that. The son didn't get none of that. The son acted like he could not live with his mama. I gotta do everything with my mama. I can't.
Ma? Oh, hey, look, I'm freaking out right now because these 3 girls, they're in my room right now and they just offered to bathe me.
I hate that. They had the little old single child stereotype. We can't do anything without our moms. So it's so stupid, man. He had, man, I can't go to be a prince without my mom. I gotta bring my mom. I was like, okay, that's cool. He was unmotivated to be a prince, but your mama's there. Now he needs his uncle. Who brings their uncle to anything? The thing that ticked me off was he brought his uncle to a job interview. Who brings their uncle to a job interview? That's stupid. You don't put politics, you don't put, man, it is so dumb. Coming to America is 4 out of 10. I don't get how some people like this, because Movie was trash. It was horrible. 80% of America agrees with me. It's not just an all-black film like some people want to follow. It's an international, it's an American film. It's a classic. And when you put things out like this, it's bad. Nobody likes this stuff, man. It's horrible. So, like I said, now let's talk about my YouTube stuff. DHayesProductions. I know a lot of you guys came over from that. And, hey, it's rocking over there. I'm doing a lot of films right now. That's why it's taking me a long time to upload on YouTube and whoop-de-whoop. But this podcast and stuff will be uploaded to DHayesProductions, not my vlog. My vlog, I'll film on my phone. Or I have an Android too to film on there that has great quality. So I have that phone to film on with my podcast. With my vlogs. My vlog channel is just how I'm feeling through the day, what I think about stuff. My DHayes production is tied to my DHayes TV. DHayes TV is going to be in charge of all of my podcast stuff in the website. So DHayes TV is pretty much like a news network, how you watch the news. So I give you news, your headlines, everything you see. I'll post it up on my social medias. And everything you see will be talked during my news broadcast, which is part of Room Talk. And spilled the tea with Dhayes, so, or just talking with like morning chats with Hayes. So that's pretty much what it is, and that's all about that when it comes to the YouTube stuff. But I have not been uploading a lot because I just did a 51 questions with me, and that's when people, But it takes me a while to edit since I'm a film major. I'm real good at editing, so I like to take my time with the edit. So I might upload once every 6 months, which is bad. But with the YouTube algorithm, I know you gotta upload every 2 weeks. But college, I gotta get my album done and turned in, all those samples cleared. I got films to do. I got scripts to write. I got this podcast, my vlog. I got my gaming channel, bro. It's a lot. Then my main channel, bro, where all my film stuff and everything going, the big time stuff that gets the most views, it's going to take a while because it's just a lot to do, man. A lot to do. So, that's what I got to say about that. Sorry I have not been uploading a lot, but let me get some shout outs real quick. Shout out to Sadie Nash. He helped me out with my vlog channel, get a lot of traffic through there. DJ Go's got a lot of traffic through there too, so shout out y'all too for that. Jericho Green, Brandon Tatum, and Anthony Bryan Logan also helped me out with that, so giving me acknowledgement. So that's what I like, the acknowledgments for that. So hey, support y'all, keep on grinding, you dig what I'm saying. Go subscribe to Sadie Nash because, to be honest, he's the #1 growing YouTube channel right now. It's growing real quick because I subscribed when he was like at 11,000. This dude's at 30,000 within a few months. And he's going to be at 50,000 probably by the end of March. So, hurry up, click that subscription button. This man be preaching wisdom and motivation. You dig what I'm saying? So, that's with the new YouTube stuff, bro. With the music stuff, that's just, it takes a while, with albums and planning it out, studio time, and a lot of the stuff that goes with that. So that's what's going on with that. So now let's talk about news, the big news stuff. We going to the DHayes TV side. And if you ever want to get featured on my podcast, make sure you DM me on TDE_David Bands or go to my Twitter, which I'm about to pull my Twitter up right now. So, my Twitter. My Twitter is DHayesProductions, David Hayes 1017. That's my Twitter name. I post a lot of my news and my stuff up there, so make sure you guys follow my Twitter and just, DM me if you want to get on an episode of this podcast of Room Talk. It's gonna be lit, man. And Taylor, if you watching this, set up a date, bro. set up a date whatever time you're available to get on a podcast. So you need that. And Shad, Bow Wow, we need you on here too, bro. I like your opinion. Who KR, if you watching this, I like your opinion. There's a lot of controversy around you. It's gonna give me a lot of traffic, so I like to listen to both sides of the story. India Marie or Kulani, however you pronounce her name. If y'all interested in getting on here, get on here. Taisha, if you interested in getting on here before your album drop, I'm the first person to, like, right when you drop your album or a single first, because if I were you, I'll drop a single, because not a lot of people know your music or heard your music before. So after you drop that single, come to me. I can get you your first exclusive interview. You know, people small like this channel need bigger people, bigger traffic, the clout. Like I talk about, there's good clout and bad clout. Bad clout is when you're using somebody's name for your advantage and purposely making a negative narrative against it. Good clout is you using somebody of a higher status to get your brand up and whoop-de-whoop. All right, so Taisha, if you watching this, ask your management and we can set up room talk and we can get this podcast on. Okay, so let's get it. So on my Twitter, I post a lot of news. Well, we can go over some stuff. So I'm big into politics, film, government, finance, all of that. So I can talk about anything because I know a lot. So first thing we go talk about is there's somebody named Shay Thompson that brought up the Biden administration to me. So how I feel about it, bro, if you watching this, you already know how I feel about it. Trash. Exactly what 60% of America thought. The Democrats and the left, the liberals, well, they gonna do a lot. I'm not Republican or Democratic because both parties are kind of weird, but we had somebody that was in there that wasn't a politician that was on our side, but narratives and all that stuff was twisted, and that's what happened. So what Biden just did since January 20th is gas prices have gone up by an average of 30 cents per gallon since January 20th, 2021. So those who drive and all that, that's a lot. Some areas have gone up by $1 or more. So what I mean by that is I talked to some people in New York and all that, and they was like, man, the gas prices, they are so high. Like, because y'all wanted free healthcare, y'all wanted all these advantages, but then now you got it, a lot of things gonna go up. New York, people told me that the gas is $3.15 per gallon and $1.89 for premium gasoline as of $1.20, January 20th. So, and another thing is several factors that causes the increase. It's the weather, since it's, a lot of people travel during summer and all that, and during the summertime, a lot of people drive and all that, unlike the winter because of snow and people don't want to crash and all that. So summer's it's for no matter what party you on, no matter what side you on, gas is going to be up because there's a lot of traffic in the summer. People move, people vacation, the highways are packed. So, but the price per barrel of crude, Mike Moncla, president of the Louisiana and Oil and Gas Association, said it comes all down to supply and demand. If you don't know what that is, search it up. So, but my thing is, it still makes zero sense because since 2018 to 2019, pre-pandemic, the averages were way lower than they are during the pandemic. A lot of less people are driving. So, because of Corona and all that, and you got to stay quarantined, locked in your house, and schools and all that, there's a lot less traffic. If this the case, then why are the gas prices high? Which does not make sense. So, there's another thing a trader buys, businessman, he bought $36 million of copper and gets painted rocks instead. Now, my opinion on this, when you buy something, you check, you double check, you make sure you're not getting scammed or anything. Because a lot of scamming going on during this quarantine, people need money. So if you need money, you're going to do whatever to get money. This dude, he's stupid, he got $36 million of copper and got painted rocks. You should have checked the things before you make sure it was legit before you place a price. If you did it online, just make sure it's legit and make sure you go to a professional company. So, I don't know, man. Okay, this is the end of the segment. And thank you guys for tuning in with us. Make sure you guys subscribe and follow me on Instagram, TDE_David Bands.